Hey, this episode is about the cognitive function extroverted feeling. We'll give you a quick definition, which Myers-Briggs types use it. Hint, it's the same as last week's episode where I was talking about introverted thinking because extroverted feeling and introverted thinking always come together. And then I'm going to give you some style tips for supporting your visual identity. I'm Rebecca Mielke. As your visual identity consultant, I take you on a journey of self-discovery so you can align your inner and outer self, show up confidently, and contribute your gifts to the world. Before we talk about extroverted feeling, I want to invite you to take my free style personality quiz. Find the link in the show description or at my website, signaturestylesystems.com. Okay, a quick definition of extroverted feeling. It is real-time decision-making focused on trust in relationships. It is the energetic awareness of other human beings with the goal of harmony in relationships and building a culture of kindness, mutuality, and respect. It's about vibing with others, establishing boundaries, and getting other people's needs met. Personality Hacker nicknamed it Harmony, and the technical shorthand is a capital F with a small e. Full disclosure, this is my dominant process, the one that makes up the biggest part of my identity. I found it interesting then that the nickname for it is Harmony, as Harmony is all about what my style discovery services are about. So first, we create harmony between your personality and your visual identity. Then we discover your essential aesthetic and how to use it in a way that harmonizes with your physical characteristics. And then finally, I use your personality, your coloring, and your aesthetic to create a completely custom color palette that harmonizes your coloring and your preferences. You are never going to have to worry that I'm going to tell you that you're whatever season and you will hate the palette. That's never going to happen. So, extroverted feeling style. Extroverted feeling places a high value on context. And so it can be fun to dress thematically for whatever activity you're doing. And some examples include like dressing Western for a barbecue, glamour for a night out, or Latin for Zumba class, and those types of things. Extroverted feeling can also be communicated with friendly and approachable styles. Wearing color in general as opposed to just neutrals is a friendly strategy. Extroverted feeling doesn't need to keep up with all the trends, but generally knows kind of what's current, or at least like what looks dated. And it makes decisions based on the impact on people, not impact as in making an impression to drive an outcome. That's extroverted thinking. But how what you wear might make another person feel. And then because you understand cultural and societal norms, you or the person using extroverted feeling knows when it's okay to break the rules. Extroverted feeling is sometimes so focused on taking care of other people that they forget to take care of themselves. So some style thoughts by type and function position. If you are a person with ESFJ or ENFJ preferences, FE or extroverted feeling is your dominant function. Hopefully you identified with and liked a lot of the things that I just said. You probably kind of think clothes are fun to play with. If not, you may need to make yourself a little bit more of a priority. It doesn't have to cost a lot. When you know what works for you, you can get by with less, you will like it longer, and you know when to save and when to splurge. So if you have ISFJ or INFJ preferences, then FE is your second function. And this is the one that sometimes people forget to communicate in their visual identity. So my biggest recommendation for you is to choose a signature color or two to wear with your neutrals. I have several clients of these types who don't look nearly as friendly as they actually are because they wear a lot of black. So if you're only going to have one signature color, I suggest making it like a comfortable version of red, like a burgundy or a pink or something. And then your second one could be your eye color. And if your eyes are neutral, which a lot of people's are, gray or brown, choose like a green or a blue or a purple that you feel comfortable in. All right. So if your preferences are for the ENTP type or ESTP, FE is your third function. So the third function is a place of playfulness. You might enjoy playing with trends or just some fun, colorful looks, or maybe novelty prints and that type of thing. Finally, if you have INTP or ISTP type preferences, FE is your fourth or inferior function. It's a position of aspiration. And I think a good goal would be just to remember that your look does impact the people around you. Some of my most embarrassing moments have come from not realizing the inappropriateness of what I was wearing or not realizing it when I was getting dressed, but realizing it then whenever I showed up where I was going. There's nothing you can do about it once you're there and you're dressed. So, like the time, I'm sure I've mentioned it before, when I showed up at work on what was supposed to be my day off, I was wearing a flipping you a BA t-shirt, and I ended up having to walk through my department with the store manager. Yeah, that was regrettable. I have been known to say that having clothes that make you feel like yourself is a form of self-care. So your homework for this episode is to consider, if you are taking care of everyone, are you remembering that you are one of everyone? Thanks for being here for the Signature Style Systems podcast. Have fun being you, and I'll meet you back here again real soon for Introverted Feeling.